Hello, can everyone hear me? How about now? Can you hear me now? Maybe if I turn on the microphone, it would work. Can you hear me now? Here we go. Okay. Well, welcome to the end of year award ceremony for Minnesota Nature Photography Club. I was hoping to get a lot more people, but apparently this is about all we're going to get. So, but welcome. This is going to be a fun evening for everyone. So we'll just, oh, okay. Be like Lady Gaga. We'll just roll into the announcements. And Aramis, can you hear me? We're all recording. Okay, so first thing I like to do is start off with acknowledgements and thank yous. You know, when I decided to take on the president of MNPC, I remember it was June. Dion Probst was at the Edina Art Fair, and she pretty much tackled me and said, we need someone here. And I just said, well, let me think about president. And she just went, oh, and all of a sudden, August, I'm president. I'm like, oh, what happened here? So, as you know, running this club took quite a bit of learning. The learning curve was steep for me as I didn't hold any position. I was just a plain old member, but the first two people that really helped me were Phil and Kathy Bush. They held my hand quite a bit and just sort of led me through the way. They're not here tonight, unfortunately. Another person I'd like to thank is Dion Probst. She's here right now. I think I called her once a week and asked her, how do you do this? How do you do that? Where do I find that? And what's going on here? So she was definitely a big help for me. Rosalind Long, my VP. I had a vision to get this club going, and I had a lot of ideas. And as crazy as some of my ideas might have sounded, she was all for it. She was my right-hand person in making it happen. So I had the vision. We worked together, and we have it here. So I just wish we were able to increase our membership a little bit more, but we're still working on that. And the last person I'd like to thank is Aramis Wells. He just came on board. We needed a technical guru. I had no idea how to do this recording with the Zoom and then posting it on our website. So he came up from Northfield a few times to help us out. And so I want to thank you personally for doing that. So back in September, we'll just start off with recap and accomplishments and what the whole board of directors or the board members accomplished since September, since we started. So when I agreed to do president or take the position as president, I really want to bring back in-person meetings. That was my one thing in getting off of that damn Zoom, getting off of that COVID couch and just bringing it back. And it was tough. The first meeting in September, I think only 12 people showed up, but you know, it increased, and you know, we're still working on it. And I got a lot of pushback. A lot of people just wanted to do Zoom still, but I insisted. And so here we are doing the in-person meetings. I think that being social is a lot better than just looking at a computer screen. So we also had to find a new meeting place. The original place was REI, and we found Southdale Library. Again, there was a lot of pushback. People were like saying, well, now I got to drive further. You guys are doing it earlier. Well, you know, you can't please everyone all the time, you know, so, but here we are. And I don't know if you guys heard, but they are tearing this building down next year in April. So we're going to have to look for a new place. So be ready for more change. Unfortunately, that's how it is. If you see those maps out there and those designs, they're building a new library. So that's going to take 2 or 3 years for them to complete. We created a new, more functional, faster website for the club. The old one was just not doing it. It was taking forever to load pictures. People were just really confused where to find stuff, especially when it came to myself and Rosalind. it was just really archaic. So thanks to Rosalind and her technical know-how, we got the new website up and running, and it's just really cool. And I'm really proud of that. All right, we figured out how to record the salons and post them on our website effectively for all club members to enjoy. All right, so if you live way up in Brainerd, you can still enjoy the salons. And that was one of my goals, and we figured it out and we completed that. So we also picked up 2 big sponsors here, really proud of this. We had National Camera Exchange come on board. They're sitting back here, and they will be giving a little 15-minute presentation before the award ceremony. And we also picked up West Photo. West Photo will be coming on board as well, and the benefits will be starting in September of this year when we start the 2024-2025 season. And I'm also proud of this. We created a new category called Creative Nature, or X. And the definition, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically we're just opening up just a little bit to allow human elements. So if you have something like a bridge, or you know, maybe a worn path or dirt road or barn or house, we're going to allow that into the salon starting in September 2024-2025. I'll get to that, Deanne. And Alan Schultz, is he here? Okay, so we included this note on the bottom just for you. Note this new category does not replace or change any of the existing general wildlife, botany, and zoological categories. It offers an additional category for your work and would be designated as X. So any image that gets an 8, 9, or 10 under this creative category X will also be eligible for the end of year award ceremony as well. So some examples. We've got this pretty snow owl, but it's perched on a, I don't know, what is that? It's like a construction post, all right? So without the X category, this would have been ineligible to enter, but now you can enter an image like this. Another image would be something like this. Taken Eastern Iceland, you've got a barn, maybe a small road, but 95% of the image is landscape. We're going to say that's okay to enter this starting in August or September salon. Another image, something like this. You know, you've got like a small dirt path in the corner, barely visible, but 95% of it is nature. We're going to say that's okay. We also had a monkey survey that DM put together for us, and these are the results. 19 people participated, 15 voted yes, 4 voted no. That's the graph. It passed almost 80% to 20%, so we're good to go. Creative nature category will be in effect for September 2024 salon entries. And future endeavors. I wanted to take care of this year, but we weren't able to. We were just really inundated with everything else. But what I'd really like to see on our new website is having the ability to accept major credit cards on our website for new members and renewals. So no, we're trying to get rid of the checks and the cash. I know when members hand me cash or a check, it's really painful. I mean, I have to write, if it's cash, I got to write a check, send it to our treasurer, you know, so it takes time. So hopefully this will streamline it. We're trying to upgrade to the future.
Will you still accept checks?
Yeah, we have to, accordingly. Okay, so, but this is going to be the new way of doing business. The next slide, we were going to bring in our sponsor, but Don says we need to do, per our bylaws of voting for a new position. We've been looking for a new treasurer all year because Ron Lagerquist is going to be stepping down. And so Don Specht has just informed me today that he wants to put his name into the hat. So we have to vote on that, so, and we want all officers tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, well, who's gonna be, Paul Cameron, my secretary isn't, my secretary isn't here tonight, so who wants to record the vote? Me? Okay, just raise your hands. Okay, so we'll just start with me, all right? President for MNPC for next year, 2024-2025 season. All in favor? Raise your hand. Okay. Looks like everyone is in agreement. Okay. Vice President Rosalind Long, all in favor for next year, 2024-2025? Looks like it's the majority. Okay. Treasurer, another very important position, Don Specht, all in favor? Okay. Secretary Paul Cameron, he's not here right now. All in favor for him? Okay. And who else am I? What other consultants? I know there's Marianne Sire, there's the. Okay, so is that good? We're good? Okay. So we're good. All right. So great. Congratulations. Thank you, Don, for stepping up. Okay, so now a word from our sponsor, National Camera Exchange. We got Becky, is it Dullinger or Dillinger? I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Dullinger, okay. If you want to come up here and talk about National Camera Exchange and what they have to offer. By the way, we've got these wonderful prizes on the table here. Did everyone get their $25 gift card when they walked in the door? Okay, all right, cool. Okay, I'm going to hand the floor over to Becky and Jason. Your last name? Brown. Jason Brown from NCE. And here's the mic.
All right, hey everybody. I'm really glad to be here with you today. So my name is Becky Clark-Dollenders. I have a hyphenated last name, so that's new in the last couple of years. So just kind of getting used to that. But I am the event coordinator for National Camera and kind of taking it over, doing a little bit of this outreach with photo clubs and just partnering with different nonprofits and different things like that. So excited to do that. But I also facilitate a lot of the classes and workshops that we do, partnering with different vendors. We have ABA events coming up this month, as well as I also am teaching a workshop myself. So kind of do a lot of that stuff. I'm actually going to, since we're here, I was gonna have Jason go first, but we'll switch it for a minute. So with events, we have a couple flyers in the back. If you're interested in those, you can just go to that back table and grab one. But we do have an ABA community weekend event. That is an ABA weekend, but OM System and National Camera were sponsoring this event, and they have 5 different events going on. They're all free. You can sign up for one of them, or you can sign up for all 5. And this just gives you the information and a QR code. You can go to their website and register for any of those events as you'd like. And then coming up real quick, we have the Fine Art Floral Perspective, which is a workshop that I'm teaching on Saturday. There's a morning session and an afternoon session. They're both exactly the same workshop. You just have your choice of time. Now, you're, you guys are in a nature club, so you may already have some experience with floral photography. So if you do come to this class, it's just a little bit more on lighting and doing more of a tabletop style, kind of doing it from my fine art approach. And it is my first time teaching this class, so if you come, please definitely with me on that. All right. And just one last thing, you can follow us online, Facebook, Instagram. If you're on Instagram, you can use hashtag NatCamFF to have a chance to be featured on a post that we do called Feature Friday. And that could also just bring some more awareness to the club itself here for you guys as well. So as you guys walked in the door, and if you walked in after, I kind of kept count, I know who you are, I'll make sure you get one of these. But what we have is a packet. And I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but I'm just going to point out a couple things that are inside. And then if you have any questions, feel free we'll have a little bit of time after Jason speaks. If you guys have questions, you can raise your hand and we can answer questions up here. You can just find me after. But the first thing that we have is $25 voucher off of any store purchase. So you can use this on a memory card, you can use this for if you're looking at a lens or a filter, tripod, whatever you need. Maybe you want to get prints made, so this will work for any of that, but it can only be redeemed in store. We have to sell a cute little merch pack, magnets and stickers in here for you guys. And then, again, just to kind of talk about some of the different things that we do, we have both new and used photo gear. So if you're thinking about upgrading to a different camera system, lens, that kind of thing, you can bring in what you currently have. We can give you a quote, especially if you're looking to kind of upgrade, just to some new gear, you know, add a new lens. So that's a great way. And then we talked a little bit about photography education, but each of these cards that are in there, you can look through them. They just talk about different aspects of natural camera that we have. On the back of the card, there'll be a little bit of information, and we have QR codes on everything. So if you want to learn more about that specific thing, if you scan that with your phone, it'll take you to that part of our website. So that's what the packet is. And the voucher, you have till the end of July to use that. So you don't have to come in right away. I know we're only down to one store in Gold Valley, so it might take some effort for some folks to get there if you don't live close by. With that, I'm just gonna be around all night, just hanging out with you guys, answering questions. I'm gonna kind of pass it off to Jason. He is our store manager, so he's gonna know all the information and the details about the gear and everything else that's going on. And he also helps me out a lot with staffing events and just kind of, you know, we work well together. We actually, I don't know, he was my boss in a different aspect of natural camera. So we do a lot of different things, wear a lot of different hats. So any question you guys have, one of the two of us should be able to answer.
Thanks, Becky. Yeah, so thanks for everyone having us here. We appreciate it. As Becky said, you know, I work the sales floor. I don't know if I go as far as knowing all, but I work a lot more hands-on with cameras. So if you have questions on cameras, I can always answer that. And surprisingly, I don't recognize a lot of people here. So it means a lot of you have to make more trips into the store. I do recognize a few, but you have to come into the store. There's a lot of different trade-in, trade-up events. So she mentioned that we're doing the used, and like right now, OM System has a $300 trade-in bonus on the OM1 Mark II. So if you're an OM shooter, for one, going to that event, the American Birding Association is putting on, that's gonna be a really fun event. So OM System will be there and they'll have stuff to try. But the other vendors are always coming in. One of my favorite events that we do, again, this is kind of Becky's purview, but our education event at the beginning of August, like almost all of the vendors will be there. So if you want to come in and play with toys that maybe we don't generally have out on display, but Nikon, Canon, Sony, Fuji, OM, DJI, I mean, all the vendors will be there to play with stuff. But anytime you have questions, you don't have to come in just to buy stuff. I want you to come in just to play with something new, just ask a question on your camera. If you want to get a quote on your camera while you're there, you always can, but there's a lot of fun stuff. You can't just go into Target or Best Buy to check out. So I will also be here for a little while. So if you want to ask me questions, you can, but again, we appreciate, you know, the opportunity, and I'm glad that there are clubs and just a reason to get out there and socially shoot. I agree that it's nice to do it in person, you know, come talk shop. Otherwise, you know, my family doesn't really want to listen to me talk about cameras. So thankfully I do get to go to work and talk about it, but they don't care. If you have any questions, let us know.
So you Golden Valley is now your main store.
Yeah, we're down to one store, which is a lot healthier for us. I mean, it's a happy place. We're busy all the time. I mean, it's tough because I know that I alienate some areas of the business or the cities, but you know, it's just a lot healthier with, you know, Amazon and online shopping and cell phones and everything like that.
Does
Well,
anybody else have any questions? We're open for anything that you guys.
I was surprised you closed the location on France Ave in Edina. I mean, I figured that was such a hopping place, and all of a sudden you were there, and then the next day you were gone.
I wasn't involved with the decision at that point, but I
Yeah.
know that parking lot got really tough. You
Oh, it
with
was the
with
parking.
Workout place and
Yeah,
it was actually somewhat quiet. If you don't know that store's there, you drive by, no one really knew. You'd be surprised how many people didn't know. But yeah, it was a tough store. At least was getting closed up.
Right.
But yeah, now we're down to where we're at. So, but I like it. I mean, it's really, a healthy spot to be able to install.
Still have rental packages.
I don't right now. I'm trying to work the owner. So during COVID, when we first hit COVID and no one was sure how things spread, everything was just sitting there. So we ended up selling it off. But I'm trying to get the owner to reinvest in it. I would like to, but at this point, we don't have rental. If you are, so, I mean, I know there's a few people here that shoot OM. One thing that they do, and I've never seen any other manufacturer, they let us borrow their, so not borrow. We have their gear that they have available for customers to use, so we can come in and try an OM1 and the new 150 to 600 for a 3-day period. And then if you like it, you can actually get a discount on any of the stuff that you try. So they have a bunch of lenses, they have pretty much everything they own, they have for us, or they have for us to borrow people.
And that's online too, like they.
Yeah, it's Test and Wow. I think it's just testandwow.com, but if you Google Test and Wow, you'll be able to find it.
Do your photo finishing, do you fine art papers also with just bluey kind of print paper?
So we do glossy and a luster, and then we do a flat, like an enhanced matte. So that'd be the closest thing we do to like a fine art paper.
Okay.
But I mean, depending on how you're framing it, I really like the enhanced matte, but once you go behind glass, right, which I'm sure you're familiar with.
I would just like to say, I use it for my note cards for art fairs and that, like, the printing is really good.
Yeah, I like the cardstock a lot too.
I use the luster, but
I mean, I do mostly like my own family stuff. That's what I enjoy shooting. And one of my favorite things to do is the 5x5 or the 4x4 metal magnets. And we hand those out as gifts all the time. So people can put those on the fridge. So with my family, that's what we give to grandma and everything.
How about metal printing? That seems to be the biggest rage. You know, everyone's like, I love that image, but can you do it on metal? Can
Yeah,
you?
so we do up to 16 by 20. We do up to 16 by 20 on metal, and then we have like, there's a few different surfaces of metal. You probably want to come in initially just to see the surface of the metal. So there's like a brushed metal that looks very much like it's on metal. Like the way it prints, it doesn't have the same color as like paper would.
Yeah.
And then we have like a glossy white metal, and that looks a lot more like paper. I enjoy the metal, but I mean, depending on how big you're going. If you're going really big, I really like doing like a luster paper on a gator board, and then you can frame it or not frame it. It's one of my favorite ways just to get a decent sized print without spending the money like a canvas. You can get 40 by 60 canvas, but that's up, you know. And if you're, I like to switch out my prints on the wall more often, so that's one of my favorites.
What are your size capabilities for luster?
Up to 40 by 60.
Yeah. So
The 3 papers, the enhanced matte, the luster, and the glossy, I'll go to 40 by 60. And the canvas as well. Metal, like with the largest heat press we have, is 16 by 20.
Downloading a color package from your system to computer match them or just?
No, you'd send it in and then let us know if you want us to do any color corrections. Generally, you know, we don't on metals, but if you were like doing a bulk order of 4x6s, a lot of people don't pay attention, and so we'll like adjust color if they feel like we need it, but.
Yeah.
No, that's
You
all right.
still have, you have a teaching space for outside third-party folks to come in and teach?
We don't, I mean, we have a space, we haven't had many third party, like, we have, the vendors, so OM will come in and Canon or Nikon will have things, but it's not something we're doing frequently, you know, we're kind of getting back more into in-person stuff after COVID, but we have the space, we don't do a lot of like, but we're always open to that.
Is there equipment in the room, like a?
Yeah, yep, similar to this.
I just want to piggyback off that a little bit. So, so I am the event coordinator. So what we've been trying to do is just do a variety of different events. We're doing things with vendors. We're starting to do a little bit more of the third party, you know, working with ABA. We're going to be doing something with, Swarovski. Some of you may have heard of the bird chick. She's local, Sharon Steidler, if I'm saying her last name right. So she's gonna be leading a nature walk with Swarovski, binoculars. That's more focused on birding and photography. So we are open to doing those things. If you guys have any like specific questions or something like, even if you're open to teaching a class, you know, make sure you grab my card on the back of the table there and you can email me directly about that. Because really, we're just looking to give as much variety out there, to help people learn about photography. That's what I'm passionate about, is just, it's a community of sharing knowledge. And we do a variety of things from free classes to, I think our highest is like a 3-part workshop that goes up to 100, but we really don't have anything higher priced than that. And there's some in the middle as well.
This building is going to be renovated and we will need a new meeting space. Would you be open and you are big enough for this?
I would certainly be open. I'd have to check the size. I don't know, I mean, at 12 to 15 people, that kind of stuff, like. And,
It's a small group, that bring in 60 of them.
yeah, we wouldn't be able to host 60. You know, our room was probably about 30 is kind of max on it.
Maybe we, our members, only 30, we used to have more in RBI.
Yeah.
We were on their, program list too, so we got a lot of their members too.
Sure.
But it'd probably be 30 people back.
Yeah, that's, I mean, we could probably host 30. I'd have to run it by the owner just to make sure, you know, he's okay with it, but it is something that, you know, when I was at the Burnsville store, so I ran that store, and I can't remember the name of the club, the South of the River Club. Used to meet at that store, but that had a little bit bigger classroom than what we have at the Golden Valley store.
I think 30 would definitely be max, and you guys, that would have to be a little bit cozy.
Might not be ideal, but yeah. One of my favorite things with the events is not as much, I mean, it is great to go out and learn, and so that's one of my favorite things about all the events, but just the ability to go out and social shoot. So we do a lot of walks with different vendors, we do a lot of classes that, like, we did a pet photography class, they went and did some, workshop that was with a, secondhand, what is it called now?
It's called The Bond Between, it was formerly Secondhand Homes, but it's a nonprofit we worked with 2 years in a row. You know, we charge for the workshop, but then we're able to donate money to that organization from the ticket sales and.
But it's just fun to go out there and be with other people and take pictures, especially, you know, everyone here is obviously into nature photography, but it's fun to go do something different too. So doing a street workshop with Leica or OM, or doing this pet photography class is always a fun way to go out and get an excuse to make yourself go out and shoot, so. One of my favorite things about all events.
Any other questions? No?
All right,
All right, I think we'll go ahead and hand it back.
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Jason. I forgot to thank our past treasurer, Ron, for his service. So if everyone can give him a hand, because he is stepping down, so. All right, so we'll just roll right into the awards. We'll start off with the TCACCC awards. I'm not going to really mention each award individually, but I will say that out of 9 photography clubs in Minnesota, we took 3rd place. Second place went to St. Paul Camera Club, and I think 1st place went to the North Metro Camera Club. And the 3 people that won the awards for this club, Paul Kamen, Don Specht, and Carl Feigenschuh. If you could come up here, maybe one at a time. Paul's not here. Don, we have your awards right here if you want to come up here. And it's okay to applaud too when person comes up here.
Yeah, I read that they did that for spring break this year, but they're going to do it next year.
That's correct. Yeah. And yeah. And Carl Feig is got some ribbons here. Thank you. Great job, you guys. Thanks for honoring, putting us on the map. We'll go for 1st place next year. MNPC honorary memberships. This is a new category. And we have 2 people receiving these. Larry Duke. He's been with the club ever since we started. So 30+ years, 40+ years, and a individual whom I never met, Ted Galambos, I believe. Oh my God, Ted. Yeah, so no more dues, lifetime honorary membership. Okay, so. And the wonderful certificates that we're going to be handing out is Rosalind. We worked together on that. She did most of the work, but I had some comments as far as the font and the look, but she's responsible for the wonderful looking certificates that all of you are going to be getting today. And we'll just roll into the year-end awards. Mike Prokash, he's going to be the judge, and I believe if you want to come up here and say a few words for us too.
I want to thank the club for the privilege of.
Hold on here. Sorry about that. There we go.
And if you have a disagreement with the results, I'm available at Crex Meadows the first Saturday of every month. You can come up and yell at me there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Okay. So unlike the Academy Awards where the best of the best movie is last, we're going to start off with the best image of the year first. And image of the year goes to Eric Gustafson. Is he here today? To receive his award. Does anybody live next to Eric? Anybody who works for the USPS who can send this to him? No? Okay. MNPC Portfolio of the Year will go to Alan Schultz. Where is he? Thanks, Alan. Botany Image of the Year will go to Scott Lanzadell. Is he here today? Is he here this evening? No, wow. Scott is not here. Botany Honorable Mention. Don Specht. We gotta. Blame it on me.
Not honorable mention, it's first place.
Pass Flower.
First place, not honorable.
No, that's a different.
Pass Flower. You can give that one to him anyway, you know.
Bottom line, he's a winner.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Don. Next, honorable mention, we have John Penoyer, Frosted Crab Apples. He's not, I didn't see him here. Okay. Next category, Landscape Image of the Year. John Penoyer, Sun Rays Over the Prairie. And who's not here? General first place goes to Carl Feigenschue, Rainbow, Sunrise, Paradise Pass. How many images of that did you take before you got the one? How many? That's an amazing image. And how many hours did you spend out there?
Before after I had the flat tire.
Oh, total. Oh, great job. All right, flat tire. Wow, okay. That's a story, huh? Wow, the things we go through for this. All right, general second place, we have Diane Herman. How do you say that? Acacia and Rainbow. Okay, thank you. She's not here. General honorable mention. We have Marianne Sire. I know she's here. I saw her. Bobby Sock Forest.
Just a little correction, it's Sear.
Sear. Like Sears, but without the S, right? Sear. All right, next one we have Ellen Schultz, 2 droplets on feather. Don Wendell, Rex Meadows Autumn. And he's not here. John Penoyer, Foggy Sunrise on the Prairie. We know that he's not here. Alan Schultz, Almy Forest. I think, Alan, you've got to sit more at the front there. All right, next category we have Wildlife, Image of the Year. Michael Grenier, Daybreak Rampage. Thank you, Mike. Griner? Okay. I'll probably forget that in September, so Griner. Wildlife, first place goes to Don Specht, American Goldfinch with nesting material. Wildlife, second place goes to Alan Schultz, Albatross Feeding Chick. Wildlife and Zoology honorable mention. I think we got a lot of these, so. Let's start off with Paul Cameron, Great Gray Owl with Dinner. I guess Paul's a priest. He's doing confessions tonight, so. Deanne Props, 2 bison and 3 cowbirds. Eric Gustafson, Wood Ducks. Linda Shear, Elephant in Kenyan Sunset. Carl Feigenschue, Short-tailed Bat. Yeah. And Carl Feigenschue, My Flower. Carl Feigenschue, no, I'm just kidding. Rosalind Long, in-flight snack. Michael Griner, Michael Griner. See, I told you. Michael Griner, Raider, Yellow Legs, and Brim. D. Honeset Dritz, Bison Trek.
Oh,
Thank you, D. And I love this one. D. Honeset Dritz, Merganser Thunderbirds Formation Flight. Since I'm a former pilot, I love that. Don Specht, Green Heron with Crayfish. Paul Kamen, Perched Hawk Owl. Paul Kamen, Pine Martin. He said it was going to show later, but Mike Sweet, Prairie Dog. Diane Herman, Green Heron Catching Fish. Deanne Probst, Golden Orb Weaver. Eric Gustafson, Loon with Baby. Linda Shear, Golden Bellied Flycatcher. Barry Mullen, Yellow Rumped Warbler. Carl Feigenschue, Toucan in the Rain. Rosalind Long, Curious Burrows Owlet. D. Honeset Dritz, Black Cap Chickadee. John Penoyer, Migrating Monarchs. Alan Schultz, Black-Browed Albatross Eye. Don Specht, Bluebird with Snack. Yeah, stay up here, Don. Don Specht, Cape May Warbler looking for bugs. And if you did not receive an award, stick around. We have prizes brought to you by our sponsor, National Camera Exchange. So this is what we did here. Everyone who received an 8, 9, or 10 in September up until April, your names are in this bag once. So we're going to draw one name, and then Becky's going to draw a prize out of here. It's all random. And then whatever's on this table will win a prize. And if you're not here, You lose. So sad, too bad. So, actually, all the names are my names now. John Penoyer, I know he's not here. Deanne Probst. Or-
Right, so you get a ProMaster graduated filter, any filter.
Wow, that's nice. Very cool. Marianne Sear.
So we got a lens cleaning kit. here
Lens
for you.
cleaning kit for Marianne. Wow. Paul Cameron, he's not here. Alan Schultz. Tell the man what he has won.
Okay, Fine side strap. There's 4 different colors, so you can just pick which one you want. Blue, green, silver. and black.
Wow, camera strap, that's cool. All right. Don Wendell, he's not here. Nope. Guys are missing some amazing prizes. Michael Greiner. Yeah, I know. Three's a charm, right? Larry Duke. Tell the man what he's won. We got a lens cleaning kit for Larry Duke. All righty. Rick Graves. What lucky prize do we have for Rick?
This is a $50 gift card. It's different from the voucher and the.
$50 gift card.
It's give your staff what you got with the voucher. Thank you.
Wow. All right. Linda Haas. I haven't, oh. Linda, what have you won today? Camera strap. Nice. D. Honeset Dritz.
All right, we have H and Y, how do you say this? Reavering, but it's a variable ND with built polarizer. Awesome, thank you.
Variable ND. Wow. Cool. All right. Isn't this fun? Wow. Cool prizes. Huh? Scott Lanzadell. Yeah. No,
Side.
Lanzidel. Oh. Carl Feigenschuh.
Lens cleaning kits.
Lens cleaning kit for Carl. Yeah, there's a few in there. I know. Linda Shearer. No. Diane Herman, not here. Mike Sweet. Oh, I think we're gonna have more prizes than names. Rosalind Long. Wow, look at that. Wow, that's really cool. Don Specht.
Gift card, dollar gift card.
$50 gift card for Don.
Then you can pick out your own prize that way.
All right, getting down to the very last. Two more in here. Oh. Eric Gustafson? No. Barry Mullen? You know what? I forgot to include myself. Dang. So I'm just gonna say Mark Yeti.
All right, anybody that won a lens cleaning kit, and that's the smallest prize, why don't you come up and we'll get, Marion, you wanna start? Yep. And we'll give you a choice of one of these bigger prizes. Is that okay?
Well,
We gotta-
that's right, yeah.
Oh, you're gonna give them away? Well, no, I'm serious. I forgot my name here.
Okay.
What's that, thing there, that movable thing there, that looks pretty cool.
All right, well, Mark, you got, peak design drawn, so you got your choices strap.
No, what's that,
Oh, so this is a model pack.
can I try this?
yeah.
Whatever this is? What is that?
Macro focusing rail.
Macro focusing rail. How do well, I have a macro lens, but,
Okay, we'll show you how to use that here.
okay.
All right, well, got okay. Strap or gift card? Green or gray or $50? Okay. Perfect. All right, anybody else that drew lens cleaning kit?
So everyone got a prize, right? Or this is, well, now we have extras, so it was really designed for anyone who got an 8, 9, or 10, but
You're good, okay. All right. Okay,
that's it. So we got 2 extra straps then, huh?
yeah.
And a few certificates. Okay, well, thank you, National Camera and Exchange, for those wonderful gifts and prizes. I hope everyone liked what they got, so. All right, so we'll just end with good night. Thanks for coming. See you in September. Plenty of food. We still have this room for an hour, so, oh, Mike, you want to say something? Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. I forgot that.
On behalf of the Photographic Society of America, I would like to present you with a certificate for 70 years of continuous membership by the Minnesota Nature Photography Club.
Thanks, Mike. Okay, we got plenty of food in the back. We have this room for another 50 minutes, so enjoy. We'll run the slideshow with the music for all the qualifiers. Yeah. Yeah, Paul Kamen. Yes, yes, he is. I already spoke to him. Yeah. Okay, thanks for everyone for coming. And have a good night. Drive safe. We'll see everyone in September. Hopefully twice the crowd. get to stop the recording. Oh, yeah.